Alright guys, back here with another video. Today we are going to be reviewing the new Chapter 6 Season 3 Fortnite Galactic Battle. I should have gotten a pop-up for my stuff, but I did not, which is kinda sad. Very interesting. Okay, well, let's just, well, we got a trailer right now. It seems like it's our gameplay. Yeah, gameplay. I'll let this play. Bro, I can't wait to fly the freaking X-Wings and TIE Fighters. This is gonna be so sick. I heard they're kind of like the Playmobility, which kind of sucks, but I hope they're a little better. There's our pop-up. There we go. Battle Pass unlocked. Jedi Eevee. That is pretty cool. And then we also get the Lego Pass, which is going to give us Captain Phasma. I will be running her for my first few games. But that is pretty cool. And then, did I just unlock the full pass already? That's okay. Well, we have a little new emote. I guess I unlocked the full pass rate, and then we got the Mortal Spirits conch-shell. This was for last battle pass, but it looks like they were just waiting for it for this season. That will go with the more combat skins, and then we have Twitch drops for Anakin's mobile interceptor back bling, and then I also should have gotten a loading screen. Not seen it though. That is very weird. I will have this playing though, because that actually looks cool. Okay though. We will be using that as our first. Alright, let's go into the Battle Pass. But yeah, it looks like we already got most of this done, which is really weird. Okay. Well, I'm fine with that. I'm not complaining. It's less work for me on this, but, Now let's go into the normal Battle Pass. So we have, Apprentice Eevee, aka Jedi Eevee for her style. She looks pretty clean. I like this Fortnite mashup. This one I like. Then we have the Star Wars main title theme, which, Then we have the Electro pairing blades. Pretty nice. Let's actually swing those. Pretty nice. Then we have the Feel the Force emote. That is pretty nice. It's not traversal from what it looks like, which kind of sucks, but hey, it's pretty cool. And we have the Explorer Eevee loading screen. Pretty nice. And then we have the Choose Your Alignment wrap. Seems to be elimination reactive, which is interesting. And then the Twin Blasters back bling. So it seems like they just remake all of Eevee's cosmetics, which I guess is fine. And then we have these Sith pairing blades. That is pretty cool. And then we have the Dark Legacy loading screen. Pretty interesting. Sith Blasters style. Pretty nice. And with the training remote trail. Pretty nice. And then the Apprentice Eevee Sith style. Pretty nice. I really do like that. That is probably my favorite for her. I will Actually, before we continue, I will turn down the music because it does sound a little bit loud. Then we have the Black One X-Wing. This actually looks way cleaner than the other X-Wing glider we have. And then we have the little Resistance Bomber emote. Pretty nice, another traversal vehicle emote. And then the Black Squadron Dive. That is actually sick. I do like that. That is actually sick. And then we have the Black Leader Wrap. Also a limb reactive. Not shown it though. And then we have the Cantina Hangout. You can see customizable Mandalorians in the back, which is pretty nice. Can't wait for those. Then we have Poe Dameron. Pretty nice. He's okay. I wish it was someone else in the past, but I'm glad we have another Star Wars actual skin. We have the S Foil Scrap Axe. It's okay, I guess. It's reactive from what it says. And we have the Pose Model X-Wing. That's pretty cool. I do like the model backlinks they have for Star Wars. That's pretty cool. Then we have the targeting emoticon. Then Pose Takeoff loading screen. It's nice you can see BB-8 there. I wish that was his back bling though. That would have been cool. And then the Resistance Poe. Pretty nice. He looks like Indiana Jones, kinda. And then we have the mini dogfight. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's cool. I like that. And then we have the Rebel Wookiee Lander. That's wow, back to Yoshi gliders. That's pretty cool. I like that. And then we have the Wookiee Paw Pickaxe. Okay, that's a remake of the Color Team Leader one. And then we have the Wookiee Combat windscreen. Pretty nice. Then we have the Where Are My Wookiees At jam. Pretty weird. Then we have the Wookiee Team Leader. I'm gonna say this right now, my least favorite of the past. I am not a big fan of this one. This looks really creepy. Then we have the Metal Team Mishap, which is a remake of the C-3PO backbling, just with a Fortnite original skin, which is pretty cool. And then we have the Wookiee Fist. This is an Ed style. That's pretty cool. And then we have the Desert Dust Up. Pretty nice. And then Banner. And then we have the Turfful Team Leader. It's giving me Predator vibes, but there is a Wookiee out there that looks like this. They were in the Boba Fett show, I believe. And then we have Force Lightning. This is Palpatine's page. Pretty nice. And they have Imperial Shuttle Dive. Okay, another one of these gliders. That's actually pretty cool. We did have one from the Chapter 3 Season 3 pass where it was TIE Fighters. That's actually pretty cool. They're continuing to do that. And then we have Palpatine's Cane. Pretty nice splash. I do like that. That's pretty cool. They have the Emperor's Might. Sorry. Oh, okay. That's actually cool. It's like got freaking lightning coming into it. That's nice. I like that. Then we have the Senate repulsor pod, which is the thing that floats around that Palpatine will sit on in the movies, which is pretty cool. And then we have the Emperor Palpatine skin. For the glider, I thought it was going to be the Death Star, but I guess not. And Emperor Palpatine looks really freaking good. Oh my god, he looks really good. I'm glad he's part of the Battle Pass and we finally have him. He looks really good. And then let's look at the bonus rewards. So we have the Imperial Hollow backbling, which is Captain Rex, Execute Order 66. I like how it changes from one to the other. That's nice. Then we have the Poe Hammerin Instruments. Really nice. It's a drum set, pickaxe, and backbling. Then we have the Wookiee Rebel wrap, which has the logo that glows, which is pretty cool. Then the Sith Dominance loin screen, which is a reference to the Darth Vader one that came out. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Chancellor Palpatine. He looks creepy with this style. Like the red under his eyes and the red robe. That's creepy. And then these will be super styles, I'm guessing, for the foreskins. Then we have General Grievous, which only we know what the skin looks like, which is pretty cool. I do like him. Maybe he'll give us a lightsaber pickaxe because there's not one in the Battle Pass, sadly. But we have to wait for 2 weeks to get him. So yeah, and then, but that was the Fortnite Galactic Battle Pass. Hopefully you guys first video. I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.